Hey everyone, welcome to the Football Locker Room, and we are here to discuss what happened in the Premier League in last 36 hours. The season opener was between Liverpool and Bournemouth. Now, this was a very entertaining game. There were 6 goals scored, but there are a few things which are much more than just football or larger than football, and it showed during this game. Diogo Jota and his brother were remembered, and how. You could see the emotions in the entire Anfield crowd as well as on the players when the final whistle was blown. Mo Salah was literally in tears, and it felt so good to see all players and the crowd remembering Diogo Jota and remembering it how. Apart from this, there was a little unfortunate, I wouldn't call it little, there was an unfortunate incident when Simeone was racially slurred upon at the 29th minute mark from crowd. Now, racism in general has no place in football as well as in life. Nobody has to go through that on the basis of their race. But we have to give credit where it's due. The Liverpool players, the Bournemouth players, the match referee, all of them came together and helped resolve the situation in the best possible way. And you can see that with what Simeone posted on his social media after that. He actually thanked the players as well as the match officials. So kudos to match officials for handling this situation in the best possible way and giving priority to this situation even though there was a corner required to be taken by Liverpool at that time before the game was paused because of this incident. Now coming back to the game, there were 6 goals scored. 6 beautiful goals scored, if I have to be really honest. Number one, Hugo Ekitike scored on his Premier League debut for Liverpool, followed by Cody Gakpo making it 2-0. And when it was 2-0, it seemed like an easy 3-point game for Liverpool. But this is the Premier League. It's not that simple to get the 3 points, right? You can be playing at home or away. It's never that simple. And who better in this particular game to make a comeback for Bournemouth, to start the comeback for Bournemouth, in fact? Simeone, who scored 2 goals to level it 2-2. And it looked like that this game could be a point sharing game, one each for both Liverpool and Bournemouth for points. But it wasn't like that, and it is never like that when it comes to Enfield because magic happens in this ground. This is the Enfield, right? And magic did happen. Federico Chiesa in the 88th minute scored his first ever Premier League goal. Remember, he was there last season as well, but this was his first Premier League goal. And the games at Enfield cannot be concluded until one person gets on the score sheet, and that was the Egyptian king. 4-2 for Liverpool as Salah scored his goal as well. He got a piece of cake as well. He has to get the piece of that cake when the game is at Enfield, right? So 4-2 for Liverpool. Great start to their title defense season, and it was expected as well for them to win this particular game, put 3 points in their kitty, start well, uh, and get on road with their title defense. Well, this was Liverpool. Another team played the game on Saturday, which was Spurs versus Burnley. Thomas Frank's side scored 3 goals. Don't want to talk much about Spurs because it's Spurs, and who really wants to talk about them? But 3-0 to Spurs, and fantastic debut for Spurs by Premier League debut for Spurs for Kudus, who assisted 2 goals for Richarlison. And I have to, with heavy heart, I have to say the second Richarlison goal was an absolute banger. Unfortunately, but it was a very special goal, honestly. And yeah, the another game, and the game which is the highlight for this week for me, apart from the Arsenal United game, is Villa versus Newcastle. Two teams, two very balanced teams, both wanting to finish in top four, were going head to head on game week one of the Premier League this season. Villa versus Newcastle. It ended with 0-0, but I think Newcastle should have and could have won this game. They started really bright. They had the chances in first half. And if you when you put things into perspective, because Consas was given a red card on the 66th minute. He was asked to leave. And for the quarter of the game, Newcastle were a man up, but they couldn't make it count. They couldn't press enough to ensure that they were able to get 3 points. But if you see, if you would have spoken to any Newcastle fan prior to the game, going to Villa Park, season opener, a point would have been a great result. But this time, you know, with the situation which happened in the game, playing against 10 men for nearly 25 odd minutes, I think Newcastle should have gone at least harder in the last 20-25 minutes and chased those 3 points. But still, it's still a decent result for Newcastle. A point apiece at Villa Park. I think that's a fantastic result. If you would have started the game saying that it will be a point apiece for at Villa Park for Newcastle, I think they would have taken it in a heartbeat. Another game was Wolves versus Man City. Fantastic game for City. Lovely start to the season for Pep Guardiola's boys. 0-4 to them, 4-0 to them. Erling Haaland getting on the score sheet, scoring twice, and two Premier League debutants scored for City as well. Tian Reindeers and Ryan Shirky. I have to talk about Tian Reindeers, guys, because this player looks a proper baller. His spatial awareness, the way he found pockets, and the way he took his goal was fantastic. And it showed why they got him from Milan. And that's what he has been doing at Milan for quite some time. So fantastic signing for City. Great debut for Tinian Rangers as well. And Ryan Shirky, what to say about this guy? And during the game, when I was watching the game, the commentator made a comment that half of the Premier League wanted Ryan Shirky, and he came to City. And that's right, and you could see it. He was on for like 10-15 minutes, did a couple of step overs, played a lovely give and go, and backed his Premier League debut goal. So fantastic result for City as well. I, so if you want to talk about, is City back this season like they used to be? So I think it's too early to comment on that. I think we still need to see how situation develops, how the game develops in next 10 to 12 games, and which will give us a clearer picture. Is City really back? And if City is genuinely back this season, I think it's going to be an insane season. Very difficult for other teams to catch up. Liverpool very strong. City, if they're back, they're very strong. And then Arsenal, what happens with Arsenal then? Because for last 4 seasons they were in two horse title races. But this time it could turn out to be a three-horse title race. We'll come to know, we'll talk about it as the season progresses. Another game was Brighton versus Fulham. 1-1 for both the sides. I think the great result for Fulham. Away from home, season opener at the American Express Stadium. I think a point is a fantastic result. Brighton is not an easy place to go. A lot of big teams also struggle out there. Brighton has given run of money to a lot of big teams as well. So 1-1 for Fulham is a very good result, especially away from home on game week 1. And the last game and the most exciting game, which shows how beautiful Premier League football is, was Sunderland versus West Ham. The Black Cats were back in the Premier League after 8 long years. And how they made it count. The Stadium of Lights was buzzing, and buzzing even more when the final whistle was blown. 3-0 to Sunderland. This is the kind of game I didn't expect Sunderland to win so convincingly. Maybe a draw, maybe even if they were supposed to win, it could have been a 1-0 or a 2-1. But the conviction they showed while defending and ensuring that they get 3 points, and 3 points by scoring 3 goals, keeping a clean sheet. I think fantastic start for the Black Cats. Their fans were buzzing. I was buzzing for the fact that the Premier League is back, and this is what we love to see: a newly promoted side going against a team which has done decently for last 3-4 seasons in the Premier League, considering considering number one it's West Ham, and also the fact that they have Graham Potter now. He's a seasoned coach, but they couldn't but they couldn't manage to compete with Sunderland at a higher level for a long period of time. Yes, West Ham had much more possession, but then again, Sunderland knew how to defend. Sunderland knew how to ensure that they get their 3 points with conviction on game week 1 of the Premier League on their return. So, guys, these were the 6 games. which happened in the Premier League. Of course, we'll be chatting more on the games which are supposed to come today as well. There'll be a post-match show as well once Arsenal plays United. And yeah, till then, keep following us, liking us, and subscribing us. We will be back with more such videos. Do let us know what kind of content you would like to see. We would prefer to make content which is much more engaging. So keep letting us know your suggestions, letting us know whether you're liking the videos or not, what we can do better. And thank you so much. Keep following the Football Locker Room.